The beginning of a beautiful bond, Feather and Sophia's first moments. Feather came into our lives under circumstances that felt almost accidental, but looking back now, it feels more like fate. I was 8 months pregnant, preparing for our baby's arrival, when a colleague called me unexpectedly. She had just finished showing a property when she stumbled across a surprising sight, a parrot, alone in a dark basement. The owner, she explained, had lost interest in caring for her and hadn't touched her cage in weeks. "Do you want her?" she asked me, almost hesitantly. I hesitated too. We were getting ready for a newborn. Life was already shifting. A neglected bird with an unknown past wasn't exactly on my checklist, but something about the idea of that bird trapped in silence, waiting for someone lingered with me all day. That evening, I said yes. When Feather arrived, she didn't make much noise. She barely moved. She wasn't aggressive, just guarded. Her eyes held years of loneliness, and even though she was in a warm home now, she acted like she didn't believe it. She had been left behind once. Why would this be any different? We gave her time. We didn't force anything, and slowly, day by day, she started to watch us, not with fear, but with curiosity. I never could have anticipated what would happen when Sophia was born. From the moment we brought our daughter home from the hospital, Feather's entire energy changed. We introduced Sophia gently, with Feather perched at a distance, but instead of staying back like we expected, she inched closer slowly, cautiously, but with a strange kind of purpose. It was as if she recognized Sophia, not with logic or memory, but with instinct. And somehow, from that very first day, Feather began treating her as her own. She followed her, watched over her. She wanted to be near her, in every moment. If Sophia was in the crib, Feather would sit on the nearby shelf. If Sophia cried, Feather chirped back, low and soft, as if trying to soothe her. If Sophia laughed, Feather would flap her wings and bounce around in delight. It wasn't mimicry, it was empathy. I remember one afternoon, just a week or so after bringing Sophia home. I had laid her down on a blanket in the living room while I cleaned up nearby. Feather waddled over, stood just inches away, and tilted her head side to side, studying the tiny bundle on the floor. Then, slowly and ever so gently, she leaned in and touched her beak to Sophia's sock-covered foot. Not a nip, just a kiss. I stood frozen, half in awe, half in tears. I knew in that moment something extraordinary was happening. As Sophia grew, so did their bond. Feather wasn't just an observer anymore. She was a companion.
Are you gonna ride with Fed? Oh.
When Sophia started crawling, Feather was never far behind. She'd waddle after her like a little sentinel, chirping when Sophia headed towards something questionable. She had her own way of sounding alarms, and sometimes I felt like I had a second set of eyes, smaller, feathered, and incredibly devoted. At mealtimes, Feather was there too, not demanding food, but watching attentively. sometimes sharing little bites that Sophia would drop. It became a sort of ritual. Sophia in her high chair, Feather on the chair next to her, both quietly enjoying the moment together. Eating, for Feather, seemed to mean more than food. It was connection, family.
I'm gonna get you, Feather. I'm gonna get you, Feather.
But perhaps their most joyful moments were at the piano. We have an old upright piano in our living room. When Sophia was strong enough to pull herself up to it, she began pressing the keys, giggling at the strange sounds. Feather was immediately enchanted. She'd hop up beside her, swaying to the noise, chirping in sync with Sophia's rhythmic banging. It wasn't music in the traditional sense, but for them, it was pure harmony. It became their daily ritual. No matter what mood Sophia was in, sitting at the piano with Feather would brighten her up. And if she was ever upset, sick, teething, or just overwhelmed, Feather seemed to know, she'd come close, quietly settle near her, and simply be there. I started noticing that Feather never once used her claws or beak in any aggressive way around Sophia. Even when Sophia reached out to grab at her Feather's clumsy baby fingers, and all Feather would simply step away, patient, calm, understanding. She had become more than a pet. She was a caregiver, a sister,
There
a protector.
she is, Beth. Go say hi to baby. Go say hi to your baby.
I couldn't explain it, not fully. All I knew was that the connection they shared felt ancient, timeless, even like they had known each other before, in a life beyond this one. It was a love that asked for nothing but presence. People sometimes ask me if I worry about having a parrot around a small child, and my honest answer is no. I trust Feather more than I ever imagined possible. Her heart is bigger than her wingspan, and somehow, she found healing in loving someone else.
Oh, take your money.
Sophia gave Feather something she had lost: purpose, joy, family, and in return, Feather gave Sophia a constant companion, a first friend, a gentle soul to grow up with. Watching their bond unfold, I've realized something: love is not bound by species. It's not limited to what we expect or understand. Sometimes, love finds us in the most unexpected forms: a bird in a basement, a baby in a blanket, and writes a story more beautiful than anything we could have planned. If this story touched your heart, we'd love for you to be part of our journey. Every like, comment, and subscribe helps us share more of these quiet, magical moments, ones that remind us what connection really means.